was held earlier this month between CIA Chief Mike Pompeo and North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un. A senior White House official stated the meeting between Pompeo and North Korean dictator was held to discuss the release of 3 U.S. citizens currently held captive in North Korea. President Donald Trump stated that their secret meeting went very well and mentioned that Pompeo and Kim got along. President Trump also stated he will be negotiating with Kim Jong-un to discuss the release of Japanese abductees.
On April 22nd, an airstrike in Yemen hit scores of people, killing 20, including the bride, during a wedding. Reporters said that most of the people who were injured and killed were mainly children and women. The attack happened in Bani Qais district. Blame found the Saudi-led coalition supporting the Yemen government. The coalition has been fighting against Yemen Shiite rebels known as the Houthis. The coalition said that they didn't intend to target civilians, but they have accused of bombing markets, schools, and hospitals. In the last 3 years, more than 10,000 civilians have been killed. The coalition says that the Houthis have been using civilians as human shields and have been hiding in civilian areas.
Since ISIS has lost the majority of its territory in Syria, a new militia group has taken form to replace it. As the black ISIS flag falls, the new white flag of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham has begun to appear. This new group was created by former al-Qaeda members, and while the U.S. has focused its military fighting in other parts of the Islamic State, the extremist group has used this opportunity to strike elsewhere. Hayat Tahrir al-Sham has been enforcing a new version of the Sharia and taxing people and goods to gain money. Its leader, Abu Muhammad al-Julian, stated they follow a war of ideas, a war of minds, a war of wills, and a war of perseverance. Their ultimate goal is to gain access to the Syrian capital.
On April 23, 2018, Salah Abdeslam was sentenced by a Belgian court to a maximum 20-year sentence for his gunfight with Belgian police in 2016. Also sentenced was Sofian Ayari, Abdeslam's accomplice. 4 officers were injured in the shootout. Abdeslam, who is also a suspect in the Paris attacks of 2015, which claimed the lives of 130 people. He was considered the most wanted man in Europe.
Canadian Sebastian Woodruff quit his job and moved to Peru to study plant medicine back in 2013. The move was inspired by his battle with alcohol as he wanted to fix his family and spirit, along with pursuing his career as an addiction counselor. He began raising money for an apprenticeship with healers in the Amazon. Unfortunately, he found himself on a wanted poster after he was accused of killing a shaman, Olivia Alvarado, in the rainforest of northeastern Peru. In relation, members of the community took matters into their own hands and killed him. A video was released of Woodruff being dragged and pleading for mercy with a cord around his neck. He was buried and his body was later found and identified. Woodruff supposedly shot Alvarado several times before fleeing. Through contradicting reports have been given. An investigation into the death of Woodruff and Alvarado is currently being held.
During the evening on Tuesday, April 10th, Pakistani singer Samani Sindhu was shot and killed in a family party in a village called Kanga near Lakarna City. The singer was pregnant and performing a song. The man who shot her said it was an accident and he meant to shoot bullets into the air. He told the authorities he was angry because Sindhu would not stand up while she was singing.
After arguing with his mother because she didn't let him go to Bali, a 12-year-old named Drew stole his mother's credit card and went anyways. Drew knew he couldn't fly alone on multiple Australian airlines if he had the valid passport and a student ID. He tricked his grandmother into giving him a passport and told him that his parents that he was going to school instead. He went to the train station in Sydney to the airport where he got on a flight for Perth and another in Denspar. Drew reported him missing on March 8th. The Indonesian police found him on March 17th, returned him to his parents who traveled him to Bali to look for their son.
The owner of Tesla, Elon Musk, is known to be an innovator who likes to push the envelope. Musk now wants to do something that has never been done before. He wants to make it to Mars. At a spaceflight conference in Australia, Musk announced what he planned to do on Mars. Experts say they are excited for Musk's vision to send 1 million people to the red planet. Musk is currently working on a type of transport system to send the first manned flight to Mars in 2022. Earlier this year, Musk sent a Tesla car into space to orbit the Earth.
On Tuesday, April 17th, an airline engine exploded in midair during a Southwest Airlines flight from New York to Dallas. The explosion happened 20 minutes into the flight. Passengers on the plane feared for their lives when the plane suddenly lost altitude. The pilot, Captain Tammy Joe Schultz, calmly made an emergency landing in Philadelphia in response to Schrumpel, the engine hitting the side of the plane and creating a huge hole led to one passenger dying. 7 others suffered minor injuries. Jennifer Radiran was rushed to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. Investigators are looking into what caused the engine malfunction. They discovered that the metal fatigue caused a blade in the engine to fall apart. The airline has canceled numerous flights to inspect its planes.
On Sunday, April 22, police warned civilians about a semi-nude gunman wearing only a jacket after he murdered 4 people at a Waffle House restaurant in Nashville, Tennessee. The suspect, 29 years old, Travis Rankin, was arrested on Monday near his apartment, and police said he used several weapons, including a rifle and handgun. Police responded to the shooting when a customer hid in the restroom and called the police. A patron at the restaurant, James Shaw Jr., grabbed the muzzle of the rifle, burying his hand. Rankin fled the scene after Shaw took the gun.
In March of 2018, Toys R Us stated it will shut down its stores unless it received a buyout offer. The company has obtained many offers to buy its stores, including one from Isaac Lauren, the creator of Bratz Dolls and Little Tikes. Lauren placed a bid on April 17, 2018 for $675 million to buy 200 of the 735 Toys R Us stores. Lauren stated approximately 80 stores in Canada. Unfortunately, the offer was rejected. The billionaire hoped to save over 13,000 people who had lost their jobs as Toys R Us employees.
Tuesday, April 17, Stormy Daniels released a sketch of a man who she says has been threatening her since 2011. Daniels, whose real name is Stephanie Clifford, has been in the news for claiming that she had an affair with President Donald Trump before he was president, and was paid by his lawyer Michael Cohen to keep it quiet. Daniel's lawyer reported they are now offering $100,000 to anyone who can identify or provide any information about the man. Daniel said she was on her way to fitness class with her daughter when a man threatened her and demanded she leave Trump alone. She did not contact the police at the time because she was afraid and did not want to make public her affair with Trump. On social media, many remarked that the suspect looks very much like Tom Brady, quarterback of the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, Cohen is now being charged over $20 million for multiple violations.
For the Indianapolis Colts, finding a head coach isn't the major issue this offseason. In 2015, star quarterback Andrew Luck played with a torn labrum. Later on in the season, Luck also suffered an abdominal tear with kidney laceration, which caused him to miss out the second half of the season. Andrew Luck played most of the season in 2016 before he found out he needed shoulder surgery for his 2015 injury. The resulting shoulder surgery cost the entire 2017 season. The player admitted he rushed things during his rehab and it wasn't handled the right way. He also recognized that throwing with a torn labrum in 2015 was a mistake and made things worse for him. Andrew Luck now says his shoulder is feeling good and he's taking it step by step with no rush to return to the field. Luck announced he hasn't picked up and thrown a ball yet. In the MLB, the record for most pitches thrown to one batter is 20. The record was broken on April 22nd by Los Angeles Angels pitcher Jamie Barria, who threw 21 pitches against San Francisco Giants batter Brandon Belt during the first inning. The at-bat took 21 minutes and Belt fouled off 16 of the pitches. Barria totaled 49 pitches that inning. Barria is 21 years old and it was only his second career start.
On April 6, UFC champion Conor McGregor was arrested and charged with assault and criminal mischief in New York. McGregor and teammate Kane Cowley attacked a bus filled with UFC fighters. Dana White, the UFC president, stated that it was the most disappointing thing that has ever happened in UFC history. McGregor left on $50,000 bail. He will appear in court in New York City on June 14th.
NBA referees call fouls all over the court. This time, a player was called for a technical foul while riding a stationary bike. David West, Golden State center, was called for a technical as he rode a stationary bike. West benched early after receiving fouls, and he jogged to the bike after a disrupted call. Golden State is currently battling San Antonio Spurs in the Western Conference playoffs.
2 African-American men were arrested in Philadelphia after being accused of trespassing at Starbucks Cafe on April 15. The manager of the store called the police after he noticed the 2 men were sitting down without ordering. The 2 men claimed they were waiting for a friend, and just as they were being arrested, the friend arrived. Starbucks CEO Calvin Johnson agreed to meet with the 2 men and apologize face-to-face. Starbucks plans to close 8,000 company-owned stores to conduct anti-discrimination training.
An underwater Voyagers Dive Club happily celebrated Earth by spending an hour cleaning the Monterey beach on Sunday, April 22nd. The manager of the Aquarius dive shop, Maxwell Seal, said that he was surprised when he saw less trash than he expected. He expected to find plastic bottles, wrappers, and even computers underwater. The dive club were amazed to see that things have been improving in Monterey, with people doing their own part to help the earth stay clean. They said that cleanups like these wouldn't be necessary if people decided to make small changes like not using plastic bags or straws.
On Thursday, April 20th, Gonzales High played and won a rematch versus Greenfield High with a score of 5-4. Here are some highlights.
My pregame superstitions are listening to music and getting ready for the game.
I prefer chewing seeds because it just gives you that baseball feel.
Getting walk-offs, getting a lot of base hits, and making a lot of good plays.
It goes off of who the starting pitcher is, and what the guys have been doing in practice, who's been working hard and who's been hitting the ball good, and just who we're facing that week. It's pretty much a set lineup position-wise, but the batting order can be different at any given day. But the positions are pretty much the same almost every game.
Hi, my name is Cervantes and I'm a junior at Gonzales High School. I recently got accepted into the MICE program at MIT.
How you doing? What is the MIT summer program?
The MIT summer program is a program where I go for 6 weeks to MIT in Massachusetts, and I take 5 college level or MIT level courses, including math, science, writing, and an elective course.
What was your initial reaction to getting accepted?
My initial reaction to getting accepted was excitement. I had been working for so long filling out the application and throughout high school in the hopes I could get into this program, which is really hard to get into.
Why do you want to do this?
I wanted to do this because of my interest in math, engineering, and science, and I hope this can help shape my future as I plan to go to MIT after high school.
How will this help shape your future?
Because I'll be working with some professors from MIT, I hope to possibly get recommendations from them, as well as be able to explore the campus and possibly talk with admissions officers.
All right. Do you have any other comments? Anything that you would like to say?
No.
All right. Thank you.
Police officer Jeffrey Schmidt mourned as he testified about the heartbreaking discovery he made on December 14, 2015 in Redding, California. The murders of 7-year-old Shaun Tara and 3-year-old Delilah Tara made everyone burst into tears as Officer Schmidt explained how he found their bodies in a taped blue bin locked in a storage unit. The trial of Gonzalo Curiel in the wake of Tammy Huntsman's guilty plea regarding the murder of Huntsman's niece and nephew has been a charged one. Prosecutors stated that the murder of the Tara siblings was done in Salinas by Huntsman with the help of her then 17-year-old teenage boyfriend Curiel. Investigators performed an autopsy of the sibling, which found that Shaun only weighed 29 pounds and Delilah 18 pounds when they were murdered. A replica of the blue bin was carried into the courtroom, stirring many emotions from Officer Schmidt.
On April 16, Salinas police said they arrested 2 men after they threw a stolen gun out their car window. 21-year-old Diego Aranjo Hernandez and his accomplice, 21-year-old Carlos Olivia Hernandez, were about to get pulled over on North Sanborn Road and E. Market Street for illegal tinted windows on the black BMW they were in. Officers said that Carlos Hernandez, the passenger, threw something out of the car window before speeding off. Several deputies were called in during a car chase. The police discovered the gun was stolen and arrested them, charging them with multiple violations regarding firearms.
Excuse me? Can I ask you a question real quick? If I fill up this water bottle, can I get your snap?
I guess.
Alright, so we're back with another video, but this time we're doing something different. I'm with my homie Jaime and the homie Memo over here. And today we're gonna be using pickup lines. Whoever gets the worst reaction from a girl, they win. Hey, can you write down your number before I don't want it anymore?
What?
Yeah, can you write down your number?
No.
Why not? Because I want it right now, but then I'm not gonna want it.
Write your number down before I don't want it no more.
Here. Write your phone number down before I don't want it.
I have a question. Did it hurt?
No.
Why not?
Because.
But it's a long fall, no?
What are you guys doing?
Did it hurt?
No.
Did it hurt when you fell?
No.
Why not?
Because what are you guys talking about? I didn't even fall.
You fell from heaven, no?
Oh. You guys are dumb. No. I don't want to.
Did it hurt?
What hurt?
When you fall from heaven?
Oh my god.
Just kidding.
Can I ask you a question real quick? Can I ask you a question? All right then. It didn't hurt them. Can I ask you a question real quick? It's a really cool question. Did it hurt?
No.
So it didn't hurt?
No.
So it didn't hurt?
No.
You sure?
I'm positive.
You're not gonna ask me when?
Nah.
How about now?
When?
When you fell from heaven?
No.
It didn't hurt.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Do you believe I love at first sight, or do I walk by again?
What the fuck? Or do you walk by again?
So do you believe I walk by again? All right, hold up. Do you believe I love at first sight?
No.
So I walk by again, or what?
Walk by again.
Got you.
Oh shit.
Do you believe I love at first sight?
Yeah.
Can I get your number?
No.
Can I ask you guys a question? It's a really quick question. It'll only take 3 seconds, I promise. Quick question. Just a quick question. Do you believe at love at first sight?
Yeah.
Or should I walk again? Wait, I don't get this one.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
I mean, maybe. Depends who you are.
Or should I walk by again?
Oh, damn, we're dating now? I see you.
Hey, can I tell you something? I don't really know about chemistry, but I know there's something between us.
Okay. What do you want me to say?
Can you help me with something? Yeah. I'm lost. Can you give me directions to your heart?
So, what you gotta do?
Hey, whoa, I thought that was mine. Whoa. What's going on here?
Hey, can you help me out? Yeah, I'm lost. Can you tell me the directions to your heart?
The what?
The directions to your heart, because I'm lost.
I don't know. There's no direction to my heart.
So I can't find it?
Excuse me? Can you help me with something? Yeah, excuse me? Excuse me?
Can you help us out real quick?
I got rejected twice in a row. 3 times in a row. Excuse me? Can you help me with something? Wait, what was it again? I'm lost. Can you give me directions to your heart?
I'm going in. Can I ask you a question real quick? I'm kind of lost though. Can you give me the directions to your heart?
Yeah, go right there.
Hey, can I ask you a question? Yeah? Is your name Google?
No.
You know why?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I got everything you're searching for.
Are you Google?
No.
Because you have everything I've been searching for.
Hey, I have a girlfriend and all, but just because soccer has a goalie doesn't mean you can't score. What's up with the snap? Can I ask you a question? Are you Google?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because you have everything I've been searching for. So, are you Google? She ain't Google.
We have a special guest right here. Erica's gonna do one. He's the guy's coming over here.
Can I ask you a quick question? Is it hot out here?
No.
Or is it just you? That was awkward. Is it hot out here?
Kind of, sort of.
Or is it just you?
Is it hot out here or is it just you?
Can I ask you something? Is it hot out here?
Hot?
Yeah. Or is it just you?
Good.
Hey, is this your girl? All right then. Hey, yo, is it hot in here or is it just you? Can I ask her a quick question real quick? It's a quick question. Is it hot in here or is it just you?
It's just me, dog.
Are you a phone charger? No. Because without you, I think I'd die. Like a phone, you know, they die.
Yeah, I get it. Ow! You hit me.
Is it hot out here or is it just you?
It's pretty hot, you know. Tie your shoelaces. I don't want you falling for anyone else.
Why you already?
Ball. To the flow. Go.
With the homie young rugrat, about to spit this bars better than any rapper. We go hard.
Yeah, what's the cheesy pickup line they've done on you?
from Tennessee.
Yeah, what was your favorite pickup line during high school?
Oh, jeez. I didn't have no pickup line.
We know you all spit game in high school.
Nope, didn't have any pickup lines.
Ah.
Never ever.
I'm gonna see this. Come on.
Bro, they don't do it. I just pick them up after school.
Can I ask you a question real quick? It only take 5 seconds. You see her looking at her phone? That's her snapping me. I can see it.
This wraps up another episode of Choose Questions. Comment down below who you think won. We'll see you next time.